Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at YOLO. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.yolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hello, everybody. Are you all excited about today's session on reasoning? Now, I don't know how many of you have done anything related to reasoning before, but reasoning is usually something that is a lot of fun. It has nothing to do with our school textbooks. Like we normally have to do math or we've got to study stuff from the textbooks about EVS or science. This one is just a completely fun topic to learn because it's only games and some puzzles and some riddles. And so, throughout today's session, all we're going to be doing is play a sequence of a lot of interesting games. Are you all ready? Okay, I'm not going to waste anybody's time. So, let's just get started right away on the first game. All right. Our first game is going to be something about spotting the differences or spotting the odd one out. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is everybody's going to play the game in two ways. First, all of y'all are going to play the game along with me, and then I'm going to give each one of you a separate link and with which you can click on, and then you can play this game by yourself. Now, before we play the game, I just want to help all of you to understand what is the right way to play the game so that you can win and score the maximum points, right? We all want to do that? Okay, here's how we get started. The first one I'm going to show. Now, all of you pay attention with me and let's see how many of you can get the answer right within the first 5 seconds. Okay? Ready, steady, go. Giving you a bunch of pictures. Let me see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How many of you have found out which house here is the odd one out, the one that's different? Send me your answers on the chat if you found out. Awesome. I can see that a lot of people have found out. Awesome. Okay, now, before I give you the answer, how do we find out which one is the odd one out? Now, look at this. A house, any picture that you get, you should break that picture into multiple parts, right? The houses, each house has an inverted V, right? Blue color, check. Do all the houses have an inverted V, blue color? Yes, they do. Next, every house has a door. Do all the houses have a door, a semicircular door? Yes, they all do. Now, every house has a rectangular white strip above the door. Do all of them have that? Nope, not at all. Look at the third row, right? They don't have. Now, I'm coming up with the next one. Let's see. Are you all ready? Hold on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How many of you have found out? This one is pretty simple, right? Again, how do you identify the odd one out? The simplest way for anyone to understand this is by breaking every picture into its parts, right? Now, every picture has 2 ears. Everything is 2 ears, 2 ears, 2 ears, 2 ears. Yes. Everything is a white circle, white circle, white circle, white circle, white circle. Yes. Everything has a black circle in the center. Yes, 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 yes. Everything has a pink color smiley. No, look at the first row, third one. It doesn't have a pink smiley. So that's the odd one out. Simple. So now when you get a picture, break it into parts and see whether for each part it corresponds to being present in every picture that is there. All right, are you ready for the next one? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How many of you are done? I'm getting some answers, but the answers are not all correct. So I'll give all of you maybe 3 more seconds because this is a slightly tougher one. I can see some of you also got it, but still, let's just give the others. 3, 2, 1. Got it? Okay. For the sake of those who may not have got it, I'll just help you all understand. But importantly, even those of you who've got it, pay attention because when you play the game, then I'm going to give you all the link for you to go and play the game, each of you separately, so you can score the maximum points. The method that you follow will help you because there in the game, you'll get your spot the odd one out in increasing order of difficulty. It's not going to be as simple as this always. Okay. But remember, you break every picture into parts, you will never go wrong. Yeah? Look at the first picture. I mean, look at all pictures, right? How many sides does this picture have? How many of you know any polygon with 4 sides is called a quadrilateral? A polygon means, a closed shape. If it has 5 sides, it's called a pentagon. In this one, it has 6 sides. So it's a hexagon, right? Okay, everything has 6 sides, 6 sides, 6 sides, 6 sides. Yes, it does. Now, in everything, there is a white color triangle. Where is the white color triangle present? It's in the top half leftmost. But look at the very first picture on the top left. There, the triangle is in the top half middle. The rest of them have it in the top half leftmost. So you simply break the hexagon into parts and you figured out the answer. It's very simple, right? It looks a little complex, but it is actually very simple. Okay, now all of you ready? Those of you who are using phones, especially, please pay attention. Those of you who are using a laptop, it's a little easier. But phones also, this game works very beautifully. Now, here are the instructions that you've got to follow. Now, in just about another 30 seconds, I'm going to paste the link to this game on your chat box or your comment section. Now, go there. When I paste the link there, go click on that link and you will start playing this game. Now, remember that the rule number 1 is you will have to remember to click on the one that is odd. Now, it depends on how correctly and how quickly you get your answers, that's the next question that will pop up. So if you're able to do questions correctly and very fast, you'll score more points. And remember, break the picture into parts. That's how you can do it fastest and score the most amount of points. Now, once you finish the game, remember you've got to come back to Zoom because I've got the next game ready. Otherwise, you'll miss out. So remember, once you finish the game, you should come back right here. All right? Okay. Now, all of you, please go to your chat box or your comment section. You'll be able to see a link to the first game there. Got it? All right, get started. I'm just going to maintain time and I'm going to check how many of you are able to do it. We can see your scores anyway directly after you finish playing the game. So I'm just keeping time. All right? Okay. I think most of you must have got your first two ones correct. All right. Continue. Let's see. You must have got your third one by now. Right? Okay. Finished your fourth one by now? Probably. Has your timer down, countdown started? Might have started for the ones who started the game a little early. For the rest of you, I'm still going to give you all a little bit extra time because maybe you took some time to click on the link and then go. How many of you, if any of you have finished the game? I don't know if you all have finished. Come back to Zoom and write on the chat box or the comment section if you finished and tell me how many questions you were able to spot the odd one out correctly. Let's see. I'm just waiting. Let's see. I am seeing that 3 or 4 of you have finished and you've come back and told me that you finished. You found the game very exciting and interesting. Awesome. There's one more game waiting. The next one's also very, very interesting. Shall we see what that one's like? I'm just giving everybody 30 more seconds because I think there are some people who are still playing the game. Let's just wait for them, right? It's not right on our part to rush. So let's just wait for them. Give them a few more seconds so that they're also done and they can also join us. Those of you who finished, come back and write on the chat box or the comment section. Tell me, how did you like the game? Tell me how much you've enjoyed playing Spot the Odd One Out. Okay, I'm waiting. How many people have still yet to go? Looks like most of you finished. Awesome. Did you have fun? Okay, are you ready? Okay. And now we begin the next game. All right. When you're reasoning, the first reasoning you did is how to find the object that is different from amongst the objects that I gave you. The next one is to identify the similarity, that object which resembles or which looks just like the object in a picture. Okay. In this game, we are going to play one version with me, and then the same thing you will get again a link. But now you've got to first pay attention and understand there are a couple of simple rules. Here's what you've got to do. There's a box below in which that you can see a brown color box that's there on the bottom of this picture, right? Inside that, there are 5 objects. On the left side is a red basket with some clothes. There are 2 tool pieces. Both of them resemble a hammer or an axe. And then there is something that is rectangular, yellow in color. And then the rightmost is something that resembles a box with a yellow lid. And it has some contents which are gray in color. Now look at all the other things that are there above and identify which object there resembles the object in the box below. I'm going to give you a couple of pointers here which you have to pay attention, and I'm sure all of you will find out which one is where. So anyway, let me give all of you 10 seconds. Take your time. Found out? I'll give you last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm guessing most of you found out. Whichever object is there below is also there on the top. You found out, right? Okay, now what are the rules we follow? Look at the shape of the object. Now, there can be more than one object of the same color, but of a different shape. So, remember to pay attention to the shape and the color. Both of these need to match, otherwise, you will have a very tough time in trying to identify which one is which. Got it? All right, are you all ready to play the game? Okay, now go onto your chat box or your comment section. I'm going to be pasting a link. Now, remember again, in this, your objective is to find the object above that looks exactly the same as the object that is there below. Are we all ready? Okay. Now, again, pay attention as quickly as you can. The structure, shape, and the color. All these three matter. As quickly as you can. Once you pay attention to these three, you'll never go wrong. So your accuracy will never be compromised, which means you'll score very high points in this game because you'll be able to focus. I need color, I need shape, color, shape, color, shape. Just pay attention and you'll get it right. All right. Now I've posted the link on your chat and comment section. Go there and you can begin your game over there. Now, as soon as you're done with the game, remember, come back to Zoom because we've got another fun game ready right after this. All right? Okay. I'm waiting for all of you. So the interesting thing is, in the game that I've given you, once you click on it, click on the play button. Once you do, it will start showing you some objects below. Now, when you identify the object that looks just like this, you go on top and click on the object that resembles it. All right. Once you do that, it will show new objects in the bottom brown color rectangle space. It will keep giving you new objects. I'm sure all of you are seeing it by now, those of you that are playing. I'm hoping all of you have had no trouble in identifying, clicking the link. Great. So as and when you finish each object, your points or your score will keep going up, and you can see that on the top side of the screen, what score you've got. All right. Keep playing. I don't think any of you has finished the game. I'm hoping you're having fun. Pay full attention. It's something where you have to reason, remember the rules, your structure, and the color, or the shape and the color. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Shape, 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 and the color. Color. It's got to be the same. And if you're done, done, waiting. Okay, I think we'll give everybody 30 more seconds before you finish it and then come back. I'll wait while you all are finishing the game. I don't see anybody yet who's come back. If you finished, come back to Zoom and type in the comments of the chat section and tell me how much you enjoyed playing the game, which is the object that is very similar. Got it? All right, I can see that some of you have already finished and you've come back. I can see there is somebody who's written, man, this was a lot of fun, of course. And I can see some people say it was difficult, but it was also easy. Okay, that's a fun comment. And I can see that someone's written that, ma'am, we have to try this many more times. That is true. You can't master, when it comes to reasoning or when it comes to identifying similarities and differences. If you play games like these many times over, you get better at it. So don't worry, these links that we are giving you to the games will be available at the end of the session also. So even after the class is over, if you want to go back and play more, the same games over and over, you're welcome to. We'll leave you with all the links for these games. So don't worry about that. Okay, done, done, done. Awesome. Now looks like most people are done. So are you all ready? Those of you who are done, come back. Because now we're going to be doing something even more interesting. Ready? Okay. And now here we go. The next part is the part that is called differences and similarities. So far, the first part we did spot the odd one out. So we found the differences. In the second one, we found the similarity, the object that looks similar. In the third part, we are going to be doing something called differences and similarities. But the twist here is, in the first part, we did it with all objects. The second one is something that we're going to do with ideas, with how we are able to think this through. Are we all ready? Okay, here we go. I've given you two words. Ideally, if you have a pen and paper, that would be very good. But if you don't, go run and fetch yourself a pen and paper because I'm going to wait. I want all of you to take a moment to tell me when you think of the two words I've given called rainbow and umbrella. What are the similarities and what are the differences that come to your minds? Can you tell me? Okay. Now, once you've thought of differences or similarities, I would like you all to type the difference or the similarity and tell me. All right. I have got one similarity, which is, I'm seeing this from your comments, both are used to protect us from rain. That is true. Both are used to protect us from rain. That is a similarity. What other similarity do we have? If you have anything else, please do write in your comment section. I look forward to it. Okay? Please do. All right, I'm getting one more on the comment and chat section. You need to think and tell me. Both are made of plastic or polyester. That is true. Very correct. Both raincoats and umbrellas are usually made of some extract or variation of plastic because water doesn't seep into plastic, it just flows off it, polyester. It's not just directly plastic. And we don't usually use rubber because, in case lightning falls on rubber, rubber is not a very bad conductor of electricity. So people prefer plastic for that reason. Any other similarities? Think, 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 think. And write your answers on the chat box or the comment section. Whatever you give, if it's a very interesting answer, I'm going to put it up on the screen. So those of you that were able to come up with very interesting answers, I'm going to be putting them all up on the screen for everybody to see. Awesome. Okay, I get another interesting answer. Now, there is no rule that your answer has to only fit, this category. It is all about how well you're able to reason, to think of a good rationale and write. Now, I've got a very interesting answer here that I'm going to put up on the screen for everybody to see. Both are used outside of our houses. You don't use an umbrella or a raincoat inside. Both of them are used. Where do we use them both? Outside of our houses. Perfect. Excellent answer. That's a great way to reason. There's no such right thing or wrong thing. Okay. Okay, so now I'm getting a lot of differences also. So let me move on and identify and some of the interesting differences I've got. The first difference I get is a raincoat is worn. You wear a raincoat. So the verb you use is basically to wear a raincoat. An umbrella is held in your hand. So the verb you use is holding an umbrella and the raincoat is something you wear. Fantastic. Excellent. So you're playing around with language as well as the way you use it. So that's a very good point. Tell me, tell me, tell me. I'm looking for some more differences. What else can you get? Anything else? Please write it on the chat box. If it's a very interesting point, I assure you it will come right up on the screen. Okay, I've got another very interesting difference. Someone's given me this. Raincoats protect us from rain, but umbrellas protect us from both rain and sun. Excellent point. So you can use a raincoat you can use raincoats only during monsoons. You don't use a raincoat during the summer, right? Whereas umbrella is used both for summer and for monsoons. Excellent point, whoever came up with that. All right, let's see. Anything else that we find very interesting? Okay, someone come up with another very interesting point. Children, little children, use raincoats, whereas adults use either raincoats or umbrellas. That's quite correct. Now let's look at what everyone's got over here. So there are 3 points of similarity and 3 points of difference. These are all fantastic points, right? Raincoats and umbrellas. Both are used. The moment we think of both, rain comes to our mind, but we think more. When you start reasoning more, when you do the similarity difference exercise, especially with words, the best answers come after you have listed the first 2 or 3 most obvious answers. Thereafter, you start thinking of even trickier, even funnier, even worthier and interesting similarities and differences. Remember always this: whenever you have to list similarities and differences, come up with the first 2 that come to your mind for similarity and difference. Those are the usual boring ones. The really interesting one that makes you stand apart, if you are especially competing, and if you have to present your ideas which have to look better, always ignore the first 3 4 ideas that come to your head, because that will come to everybody's head. The moment I tell you raincoat and umbrella, everybody's going to say we use both for rain. So you're not going to be really able to stand apart. But if you want to stand apart, think beyond the first 3 4, right? That's when you get the most interesting ones. Now, what is now the next part of this exercise, and I'm going to show you how you can go about doing even this very systematically. There is a very systematic way of even approaching this problem of 2 words and how do I find the differences and similarities. Shall we see what's the systematic way? Because after this you're going to play a game where you have to do the same thing, and remember to employ the systematic approach I'm just giving you. Whenever you have 2 words, 2 objects, and you have to list the similarities and differences, think of it first as form and use. Now, if all of you have a pen and paper, you write this down under form and under use. If you use this, when you have to do the next part of the exercise, again, you'll be able to score points. That's why I'm giving you this idea. The moment I tell you form, what are you supposed to look at? What does this object have? So that's where you found. Now, these can have similarities or differences. You want to get more and more interesting ideas, right? So, what is a raincoat? What is an umbrella made of? So, a similarity we got was both are made of polyester or some plastic derivative. That is a similarity we got for the question what. You may not always get a similarity. If you answer the question what, you may get either a difference or a similarity, or in some cases, you may even get both. In the use, if you answer the question why do you use a raincoat and why do you use an umbrella? We got a similarity there, right? First similarity we got is both of them are used to protect us from rain. But when you answer the question why, you also got a difference. That an umbrella is used to protect us from both sun and rain, but a raincoat is used only to protect us from rain. So when you answer the question why, you were able to get this similarity and difference. Then answer the question, who? Who uses a raincoat? Who uses an umbrella? That's when you got a very interesting answer. That more often than not, little children are not asked to wield an umbrella. It's very difficult for little children to hold an umbrella and walk on the rain, walk on the roads in the rain because you're. Plus, there'll be puddles in the road, kids can fall. So, raincoats are much simpler for kids to use. But for adults, both are equally easy. So, you'll usually find so you come up with a difference when you answer the question, who? And then question where? Where do you use a raincoat or an umbrella? There you got the similarity. Both of them are used inside the house. Sorry, both of them are used outside the house. You never use an umbrella or a raincoat inside the house. Then comes the question when. So here again, it's very similar to the why question in this case because you came up with a difference that an umbrella can be used either in summer or during the monsoons, and the raincoats are used only during the monsoons. You don't use raincoats in winters, or definitely you don't use them during summer. This is the structure you should follow. And if you do this, you can come up with very interesting answers. Okay, now all of you get ready. Get your pen and paper because the next part of this is sort of a competition, a contest that all of you will have. But this is only the first part of the competition. Now listen, this competition is two parts. Pay attention. I'm giving you two words here. The words are brain and computer. Now, quickly list down all the similarities and all the differences. I'm going to give all of you a couple of minutes here. Take your time. Remember the pointers about form and use. Think about what, when, why, who. Remember, you answer all these questions. In the case of brain and computer, you could also include the question how. And you will start getting similarities and differences. I'm going to give all of you a couple of minutes. I will be quiet because you need time to think through your ideas here. I'll just give all of you a small hint. So, the moment you think of the brain and the computer, what is the most common similarity we all think? Right? More often than not, people say, they are capable of complex calculations, they can both do math. You might also want to think of the similarity that they both can remember things. These are the most obvious similarities. Take a step ahead. This is the most obvious similarity. Most people will come up with these. Go a step ahead and think about the tasks. Which other tasks are done? Some of these tasks can only be done by a brain. There are some things that a computer cannot do. There are some things that a computer is better than a brain. There are, right? Or there not? I don't know. Think about where you believe a computer is better than a brain. And think about where you believe a brain is better than a computer. Think about when people would find it simpler to use their own brain. And think about what kind of math would you give a computer and what kind of math would you give your brain? And then when you think about the answer to that question, you can come up with another answer. So, why do we give certain types of actions to a brain? Why do we not give these to a computer? Or why is it better to give these to a computer and not to our own brain? Which one is easier to be done by what? So start answering these questions. You'll get a lot of very interesting differences as well as similarities. And we'll be surprised by the kind of understanding that we even bring to the table when we answer all these questions about the brain and the computer. Now, how many of you have finished? This is only the first part of the contest. Remember, I haven't told you where the output has to come. This is something that I just want you to write in your notebook. You can just write in brief bullet points. I'm not asking you to do detailed answers because I'm not going to see the output at this stage. The second part is where comes the really interesting contest at the end of it. This is what I want. And for this, I will be grading the best possible reasoning answers that I get, and I will personally be looking at it. This is the output, this is the submission I want from you all at the end of today's class. Take a fresh piece of paper, write your name, and write your grade. And write the topic, brain computer, on the top. I want you to give me, amongst all the similarities and differences, there were a lot of boring stuff. I don't want the usual things. I don't want stuff like both of them can think fast, or both of them can do a lot of calculations, both of them can add fast. I don't want those. Those are boring similarities. I want one similarity from you that you think is startling, that nobody else is likely to have thought of, that is something that is unique and only you could have thought of. And I want exactly one difference that you think that is very startling. Oh my God, nobody would have thought of this difference. It is very unique and something that only you might have thought of. So I want one fantastic similarity from you and one fantastic difference from you. So remember, in the previous page, you must have written, a lot of things. Out of all of that, choose the most important similarity, most important difference, take a photo of it and submit it on our YOLO page. I'm sure all of you know how and where to submit it. We have one more reasoning session next week, same day, same time, and we will be doing 4 such interesting activities in that one also. It will also have games. Now, the top submissions that I get from both the first and the second submission will get a special prize. And in that, the prize for that is YOLO will be hosting another live session where all the top winners from these 2 sessions will be chosen. And we will do a live class with you and just the bunch of people who are chosen. You and I will be mentoring you with some more games and riddles, but there you can unmute yourself and talk to me, and I can talk to you, and we can answer each other's questions and answers, and we can interact and come up with a lot of interesting ones. Now, here you have to just write your answers on chat, right? The winners will get a special prize where you can interact with me, unmute your mic, and even talk to me, right? Isn't that awesome? Okay, with that, we end today's session. I look forward to seeing all of you in the next week's same time session on reasoning. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at YOLO. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.yolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.